the honor to speak here. It's obviously not my place, but you honored me. Thank you, Moshe. Every time I have the school of seeing Moshe, he's always pushing me to say something, trying to do more kibul, bring people closer to Torah. He said, tomorrow night a couple of people are getting together in Shalach Hamim, maybe you could speak in front of them. I should have known that a couple of people would turn into a crowd, will push out our community. Every time I come here, I see more and more people are running to Torah and growing Baruch Hashem. I'm sure it has a lot to do with the people behind the scenes that are constantly pushing to Torah. So, Chazaku Baruch to whoever is involved in this. Thank you very much. Special thank you to my wife that came tonight and made sure the kids are okay. Every time there's an opportunity for me to go to do something involved in Torah, she says, go, I got your back. Thanks for everything. So, all right. We're on Chodesh Elul, and more or less that's going to be our topic today. We'll try to take a few things of everything. The Gemara tells us an interesting story. The Gemara says, you know that the moon and the sun originally were the same size? A lot of people know this, but I'll try to bring something that maybe not everybody heard. They were originally the same size, the sun and the moon. Yes, it's true. The Gemara says, what do you mean we're the same size? It says in the Pasuk. How do we know this? The first Pasuk says, Hashem bara et ha-me'oraot ha-gedolim. Hashem created, let's call the me'oraot the sun and the moon. Hashem created the big sun and moon. The next Pasuk, et ha-ma'or ha-gadol le-memshelet hayom. The big sun for the day, et ha-ma'or ha-katon le-memshelet halayla, and the small moon for the night. Wait, the Gemara says, what happened here? A second ago you said they were both big. Now one is small, one is big. What happened? So the Gemara gives us the background. Let me tell you what happened. They weren't originally one big, one small. They were both big, but something happened. The moon came in front of Hashem and said, Hashem, it doesn't work like this. Two of us are big. You got to make one big. One should influence the other. One big, one small. Hashem says, my dear moon, what are you talking about? Are you running after kavod? You're looking for kavod? You want to be the big one? You have ga'ava? You're worried about what other people have? Be happy with what you have. Don't you know the Gemara says, you didn't learn the Gemara in Masechet Eruvin? The Gemara in Masechet Eruvin says, Kol harodef achrei kavod, hakavod borech mimeno. Whoever tries to run after the honor runs away from them. The Mishnah continues over there, it says, but whoever runs away from the honor will run after him. I heard one time a beautiful pirush from Av Mordechai Cohen. He said, what does it mean? If you run away from the honor, it will run after you. Bottom line, you're running, it's running after you. It never catches up to you. So same thing, when you're running after the honor, you're running after it, and it's running away from you. Either way, you're not ever getting the honor. He says, no, that's not the case. Because one of you eventually is going to get tired. And it's not the kavod. Ad neves we have on this land. After that, Bezrat Hashem, when we come to the real world, then maybe it'll catch up to us. We're running, the kavod is running after us. But if you keep on running away from the kavod, you're the one who's going to end. And when you end Bezrat Hashem, then, Bezrat Hashem, whenever that happens, the kavod will catch up to you. So the moon, you're looking for kavod. You're looking for gava. You want to be the big one. Hashem says, במקום גאווה, אין אני והוא יכולים לדור באותו מקום. Whenever someone has pride, someone has גאווה, someone is full of himself, I can't be in that room with that person. I'm like, how could I be? He's full of himself. There's no room for me. The Gemara takes it to an extent and says, even the people that live in the same house as that person who is proud, who has Yahir and Shachtzan, the Gemara calls it, conceited, wow. They even hate him, his own people that live in his own house. So that's what you're doing, my dear moon. I don't understand you. You don't know the ways of Am Yisrael. This is one of my favorite pieces of Gemara. The Gemara in Chulin Peitet. The Gemara says, Hashem talks to Am Yisrael, Choshkani bachem, Am Yisrael, I lust for you, I love you. You know why? You know why I love you so much? שבמקום שאני נותן לכם גדולה, wherever I give you greatness, אתם ממעטים את עצמכם. You bring yourself down. And the Gemara gives examples. What a classic example is Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu is Avraham Av Hamon Goyim, father of many nations. He's greater than Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu, with all the greatness that Hashem gave, all the money and the soldiers, and what was he surrounded with? The greatest of the great. But Avraham Avinu, what did he say about himself? I am nothing. That's what Hashem loves, the humility. Let's look at Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe and Aaron took Am Yisrael out of Egypt. What didn't they do for Am Yisrael? They're so great. Moshe and Aaron. And when they talk about themselves, Hashem loves them because why? They say, V'nachnu ma, we are nothing. That's how the Gedolim see themselves. Humility. And who's greater than David HaMelech? The Gemara says in Masechet Moed Katan, Daf Tet Zayin Amud Bet, over there the Gemara describes him as Adino Ha'atzani. And the Gemara says, Adino Ha'atzani, it's David HaMelech. When he would go out to war, he would shoot one arrow. With that one arrow, how many people would he kill? Well, who knows? Not far. Now 800. 800 people with one arrow. That was David HaMelech. So great. But the Gemara says, כשהיה נכנס לבית המדרש, היה מעדן עצמו כתולעת. When he would go into the בית מדרש, he would see himself as nothing but a worm. I'm a worm. Like he says in Tehillim, ואנוכי תולעת ולא איש. I'm nothing but a worm. I had one time an interesting interpretation. My rabbi, Rav Shlomo Chassid, he said, what does he mean, I'm a worm? Chachamim say, מה תולעת כוחה בפיה, אף עם ישראל כוחו בפיה. Just like a worm, the only strength that it has, what can a worm do? It can only eat. Oh, that's it. Doesn't scream, doesn't bark, not. It only eats 2 leaves. The Melech is hinting to us. That's the only strength that I have. My mouth to go to the Knesset, to pray to Hashem. Maybe Hashem will answer our prayers. The Gemara also says something else that's very interesting about the moon. This action that the moon wanted to have gava, wanted to be greater than the sun. The Gemara says in Masechet Sotah, Haftet, whoever requests something that it doesn't have and someone else has, not only you're not going to get that, but Hashem is also going to take something away that you have for you yourself. And the Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin gives an example to this. The Gemara in Sanhedrin says, you know that there's something very interesting about the camel? We'll get to the camel in a minute. When Hashem created all the animals, they were all standing there. Came the crocodile. Wow, what a nice set of teeth. Camel was looking. Interesting teeth. Okay, it's okay, I'm happy with my teeth. Wow, look at this deer. So pretty. Look at this animal. A kangaroo has a special pocket. Wow, oh, very nice. But when it came to the animals with the horns, the gamal, the camel said, what's going on here? Why don't I have horns? I want to have horns. So what did the camel do? The Gemara says, he went to Hashem's office, open the door. Yes, please, Haman. That's the only word I know in Persian. Please, Haman, please, can you tell me? Why don't I have horns? Hashem, please, let me have horns. I want to have horns. You know what the Gemara says? Not only did they didn't give him horns, but they made a quick surgery. They took off his ears. I don't know what the camel's original ears were. The Gemara says it wasn't like it is now. It was a lot bigger. Something happened to his ears. When you ask for something you don't have, when the grass looks greener somewhere else, you're also going to lose something of yours, Chas v'Shalom. There's a rabbi called the Rav Chida. Rabbeinu Chaim Yosef David Azulai. He lived about 300 years ago. Jesus in Torah wrote dozens, if not close to 100 books. Some of them we don't have, but some of them we still have. And the Chida brings a beautiful story, a mashal, to explain this to us. The mashal is not a plumber. The guy was a plumber. He was very happy with his job. He had a very rich neighbor. And he would always, come do work for this neighbor, but he was also his friend. One day, this rich neighbor had a big party, a wedding in his house. He said, wow, I'm probably going to be invited. I can't wait for the invite. These parties, you want to be there. The day is coming. Invitation never shows up. He said, maybe it's going to come. I don't know what's going on. Slowly, the day goes by. He sees people coming in. What's going on? Why am I not invited? It's like, he's already fasting for 3 days. I was banking on this food. He takes his binoculars and says, wow, sushi fusion on one stand, sushi mitsuyan on the other stand, bistro here, let him in there. What's going on? Where's my invitation? I'm hungry. And he's hungry. The day passes by and he says, you know what? I'm not being invited. Time's up. He goes, he opens the drawer, he has a little dry piece of bread with some mold on it. What am I going to do? What am I eat? Al netilat yadayim, al mutzi lechem min ha'aretz, he takes a bite. A few minutes later, from Hashem, yes, I hear knocking on the door. It must be my neighbor inviting me. I'm going to take that water, actually. I already said a bracha. The neighbor comes, knocks on the door. Hi, my husband is calling you from across the street. I knew it. Please, give me a couple of minutes. I want to dress up. It's a wedding after all. Yes, I'm invited. He goes, he changes, and he says, you know what? I just ate bread. I want to be full. All the good food that's over there. Forgive me for your kavod, but he goes to the bathroom. He does what he does, and he throws up, so he doesn't have room to eat. I'm going to go eat now. And he gets to the house, and he comes to the owner. Hi, Mazal Tov. And he says, hi. Listen, our toilet is clogged. I need you please to come fix the clog. The guy was counting on food. So he doesn't look for what happened to this person. He was always looking at the neighbor, what he has. I want a part of that. Not only did he not get what the neighbor has, but he also threw up the only piece of bread that he had, he didn't get to eat. So a person should always be focused on what he has, not on what other people have. Be happy with what you have. And this is what Hashem tells to the Levanah. You're concerned about what the sun has. You're not happy with what you have. You want to be one big, one small. Lechi u'ati tatzmech. Go make yourself smaller. But the Gemara says, poor moon. It's actually in the Zohar. Poor moon said, Hashem, you misunderstood me. And every day we say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hashem, you are one. And just like in the upper world you are one, down here in this world there should also be one ruler. The ruler of the sky should be a sun, someone that is greater. And the moon should be smaller. We should have a great and a small. Please, that's what I meant. Hashem said, oh, I didn't know. okay, you know what? Let me give you a nechama. I'll give you all the stars. The stars are for you. The moon says, what are you talking about? Bring me back to my original size. You made me smaller. Hashem says, whatever Hashem said, we can't go back. That's it. It's a done deal. But what about me? So Allah says the moon started to cry. Now, of course, these terms need to be explained. It doesn't mean the moon is crying. But that's for another time. The general idea that we're getting here is the moon was upset. And Hashem says, you know what I upset the moon? Every month on Rosh Chodesh there was a special korban. We read in Musaf. What do we read in Musaf about the korban? Zman kapara lechol todotan. It's a time for kapara. Hashem says, I need kapara. I made the moon upset. I took away from its original sign. I made it sad. I need kapara. Every month in Bet HaMikdash there was a korban sacrifice. Kapara for Hashem. We wouldn't say that. That's why we say in the tefillah, Mipi kevodach kamu. Hashem, you said it's kapara for you. We don't have the guts to say Hashem needs kapara. But Hashem himself said, I need. Hashem, you need kapara. What is Hashem teaching us? Hashem could need kapara for something. Hashem is trying to tell us a message. If I need kapara, if I could do something that's wrong, al v'chomer that you need kapara. But what is the korban that they bring? Korban chatat. Hashem brings a korban chatat. Chatat. Does anyone know what chatat comes from in Hebrew? What is a shoresh? What is the root of chatat? Chet. But what is chet? Chet is a sin, but it also means something else. You play basketball. You should know this. No, maybe because you never miss. But when you miss, chet yachti, that's what it's called. When you miss. Someone missed. Someone didn't go on the right path. He missed. He went off the derech. Then he has to bring a korban chatat. Hashem misses? Chas v'shalom. Who missed? The Gemara tells us. There's a Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, Bet Amud Bet. The Gemara talks about Ishmael ben Elisha. Kohen Gadol. Kohen Gadol. There was a discussion in the Gemara. Hamim said, are you allowed to learn Torah in front of a candle on Shabbat, or are you not allowed to? So Hamim said, Chas v'chalila, we can't learn in front of a candle. You know why? Because obviously you're going to get caught in the discussion of the Torah. You're going to get so much, and you're not going to notice, and all of a sudden it's going to be a little dark, and you're going to pick up the candle and bring it close to your paper. When you do that, you're going to create a stronger flame. It's that's a suit. Therefore, you're not allowed to do that. You know what he said? Ishmael ben Elisha is Kohen Gadol. It's not a simple person. He got up and says, what are you talking about? With all due respect, I'm going to learn. I'm not going to touch this candle. Well, I don't know. I don't have control of myself. I'm going to be okay. The Gemara says nothing less. He sat down to learn in front of the candle, and a few minutes later, he picks up the candles and he's not dead. Turned on the fire on Shabbat. And the Gemara says that on Shabbat he took out his calendar, he took out his diary, and he wrote in his diary, Ani chatati, v'kshibane bet HaMikdash, I sin, and when the bet HaMikdash is going to be built, Ani avi chatat shmena, I will bring a fat chatat, a big korban. He needs a chatat. He missed. He wasn't careful with the siyag, with the fence that Chachamim made. It says in Pirkei Avot, ve'asu siyag leTorah. Make a fence to the Torah. What does that mean? Chachamim are constantly concerned that we're going to go over the words of the Torah. So they put fences for us. For example, are you allowed to ride a horse on Shabbat? From the Torah, it's okay. What's the problem? You're riding on a horse. But Ba'u Chachamim, Chachamim came and said, no, Shema yiktov zmora v'yanhig. Maybe you're going to take off a branch. Giddy up. You're going to want to slap the horsey. So when you're going to slap the horsey, what's going to happen? You go back to leave on Shabbat. That's forbidden. You're not allowed to do that. So therefore, Chachamim took one step behind and said, let's put a fence here. Don't get up on the horse so that you won't do something that's asur from the Torah. That's called the siyag. Make a fence. Ishmael ben Elisha wasn't careful with the fence. He said, no, I'm able to do this. I'm going to learn. I'm not going to tilt the candle. And what eventually happened? He missed. So when you miss, you have to be a chatat. But can Hashem miss? For us to even say Hashem chatat. It's not understandable. There's a beautiful Gemara. It's actually 5 different times in the Shas. And I'm going to tell you this, you're going to tell me this sounds a little strange, but wait till the end. Okay? The Gemara says there's a certain scenario where a person sins. The Edim come to him and say, all right, you sinned, bring a korban chatat. It's time for you to bring a korban chatat. But he is ge'eh. What are you talking about? I'm good. I didn't sin. No. The Gemara says, you know what you do with this person? If we know that he sinned and you have to bring a chatat and he's not bringing, we force him down until he says, yes, I want. The Rambam brings a similar topic when he talks about Gittin. In a certain case where a person is supposed to give the get to his wife, and he doesn't want to give the get, Rambam says, beat him up until he says, okay, I want to give the get. Now this is interesting. Take a guy, he says, no, I don't want to bring a korban chatat. Yes, you want to bring. No, I don't want to bring. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I want to bring. I want to bring a chatat. That's what the Gemara says. Kofin oto ad she'omar rotzeh. Now, the poskim had an issue with this. Come on, the Chavot Yair, a few poskim talk about. It doesn't make sense. I mean, you're making everything legit. The next day, some guy's going to come to a different guy and say, hey, I like your car. Give me your car. What are you talking about? No, you want to give me your car. I don't want to give you my car. Boom, beats the guy up. Okay. I told you want to give me your car. I told you. See, I was right. This is a problem. Let's put the problem on the side. That's a pshat level. But on the drash level, on the level of a drasha, what can we say from here? What are they trying to teach us? What are Rambam saying? Kofinu ta'ad she'omar rotzeh. Rambam says, in each and every one of us, there's a neshama that is from Tzelem Elokim, part of Hashem. And the neshama is constantly wanting to go back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to be close to Hashem. But what happens in this world? There are dirty layers that come on top of the neshama and prevent us from doing that. Every time we sin, every time we do something wrong, we're not careful with this mitzvah, with that mitzvah, another layer. The surrounding, if we're not involved with good people, Baruch Hashem, this community, we're always around good people. Some people are stuck in places where the people constantly make them sin. It's cool to sin. Yeah, why not? Another layer. And what happens? In the Neshama, instead of wanting to be close to Hashem, it starts to forget. Because the layers are on top. So what does the Rambam say? Makin oto ad she'omar rotzeh. You got to beat those layers off him. Sometimes it doesn't come so naturally. Beat him up. But again, this is a topic that's hard for us. It's a pill that's hard to swallow. How can we say it's okay to beat someone up, so that eventually he'll say, rotzeh? But at least in the Marashal, what are Chachamim trying to tell us here? They're trying to tell us, have you no shame? You don't want to bring a korban chatat? You have to beat him up so that you bring a korban chatat? Hashem is bringing a korban chatat. Can Hashem do something wrong? Can Hashem miss? Hashem never misses. So why is Hashem bringing this whole story? Just to teach us that if I need to bring a korban chatat, kal v'chomer, even more so that we need to bring a korban chatat. And there's a similar story, or at least a similar conclusion from a story in the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah. This is the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah talks about the great whale. And the Gemara, where is this Gemara from? I want to tell you. I think it's in Baba Batra. The Gemara over there explains, who is this great whale? What are you talking about? So, yeah, you know that it says in the Pasuk, Hashem created the Taninim HaGedolim, the great crocodiles, if we want to say it in English. I don't know what other word. The Gemara says, no, you know what those Taninim HaGedolim were? The Gemara says, it was two giant whales, a husband and wife. But what happened? See, these whales were too big. So what did Hashem do? He took the female whale and he put it aside. Okay, so what's with this whale? The Gemara says over there, every day Hashem plays with this whale. It's the schedule of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. 3 hours a day Hashem is playing with the whale. I don't know what they play, whatever he does with the whale. What is this, Free Willy? Hashem is playing with the whale. But that's what the Gemara says. And more so, the Gemara says, whatever he does during the day, he does during the night. So if he's playing with the whale 3 hours during the day, he's playing with the whale 3 hours. 6 hours a day Hashem is playing with the whale. Why? What's going on here? How can we understand this? These whales were exceptionally big. Does anybody know how big these whales were? It's a close guess, but it's good that no one knows because the Gemara doesn't tell us how big these whales are. However, it gives us an indication. The Gemara says these whales were so big that whenever this whale will go for a swim, just for a swim, working out, whatever it is, they finish their workout, they're thirsty. You want to take a sip from the ocean. The sip that they took from the ocean, that one sip, how long do you need it to rain straight for that sip to go back to the ocean? The Gemara says 70 years it will take if it rains straight until the ocean goes back to the level that it was from that one sip that this giant whale took. Hashem said, I'm going to leave 2 whales like this in the ocean, husband and wife. If they multiply, their children are going to drink out all the water in the world. What is going to be left for the humans? I have no choice. I have to put one on the side. So what am I going to do with the remaining whale? Oh, baby, let me play with him. He's a bachelor. There's an opinion that says being a bachelor is very difficult, very sad. It's a sad thing. If you're a Kohen, you're not allowed to go up to the Dukhan and give it a kat kohen if you're a bachelor. That's what one opinion said. Why? Because Kohen has to be happy. You got to give the blessing to Am Yisrael be'ahava, with love. But if you don't have the happiness, how are you going to give a bracha? But of course the Radbag contradicts his opinion and he says, what are you talking about? The bachelor is sad? He says, Enenu ha'ot. Our eyes see the bachelors are a lot happier than those who are married. I disagree. I disagree. Oh. I disagree. But he says we can't give a psak like this. We can't say that the bachelor is happier than the affair. But at the bottom line, the whale, this huge whale, is alone now. Hashem says, I created a whale, I created a wife. I took away the wife, he's alone now. I'm going to let him be alone? No, I'm going to play with him. And Hashem goes and starts playing with the whale. I ask you, Gal Kadosh, this is not my question. Rav Meir Eliyahu asked this question. What does Gemara want from us? You make a whale and a female whale, and you take one away, and then you play with it. So don't make any whales to begin with. What's this whole story? What is the Gemara trying to tell us? Of course, these need deeper understanding. This whale that Hashem put on the side, we know that it's the Livian, and it says that in the time of Mashiach we will be eating tachat sukat oro shel Livian, and a sukkah that's made of the skin of the Livian. These are deep concepts. It's not the time for it, but if anyone wants to hear about it later, it has to do with Shevet Levi. Livian comes from Levi. There's a deep concept in there. But let's put that on the side. This bachelor now, Hashem is playing with it all the time. Because it feels bad for the whale. But why are you telling us this story? Hashem, just don't make a whale. Chalas Shabbat. Hashem is trying to teach us something. I could have put this story aside, but I'm not created it. But you know why? I want you to learn. You got to take responsibility for your actions. If you did something wrong, if you did a avon for somebody, you need kapara. If I need kapara, if I, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm going to take time away from my busy schedule to play with a whale 6 hours a day. God, what kapara you need for your actions? That's a message that Hashem is giving us. All right. If we need kapara, just like Hashem needs kapara, because it's a mitzvah. There is a mitzvah from the Torah, lehidamot lakadosh baruch hu, to try to be exactly like the Kadosh Baruch Hu is. There are two Gemara that talk about this. One Gemara talks about Hashem's midot, and one Gemara talks about Hashem's actions. The Gemara that talks about midot, what does the Gemara say? Oh yes, you have to follow Hashem's ways. Ma'u rachum, afatahi rachum. Just like Hashem is merciful, you have to be merciful. Ma'u chanun, just like Hashem is graceful, you have to be graceful. We have to follow Hashem. If He does this, we have to do this. Another Gemara talks about Hashem's actions. It says over there, Ma'u kover metim, afatahi kover metim. Just like Hashem buries the dead, you also have to bury the dead. When did Hashem bury the dead? Does anybody know? Moshe Rabbeinu. It says, Vaikbor oto bagai, and he buried him in the guy. What do you mean he buried? Am Yisrael, they buried Moshe in the guy. No. Vaikbor, singular. He buried him. Who is Kadosh Baruch Hu? Ma'u kover metim, afata kover metim. Ma'u malbish ha'omim, just like Hashem puts clothing on the naked, you also give clothing to the naked. When did Hashem put clothing on the naked? Who knows? Adam and Chava, Vayas lehem kotnot or. Hashem made them clothing. So we constantly have to be more like a Kadosh Baruch Hu. It's a mitzvah from the Torah, leidamot l'Hashem. If Hashem, excuse me, I don't know what's going on. If Hashem needs kapara, then kal v'chomer, how much do we need kapara? And the Gemara tells us something interesting. It says Adam HaRishon was kofar b'Torah. He wasn't grateful for what Hashem gave him. What are they talking about? So we all know the story in Gan Eden. There was a snake. The snake was sneaky, and it kind of convinced the wife to make the Adam HaRishon eat from the forbidden food. We say an apple. There's only one tosfot that it appears it was an apple, but most opinions is brought in the Gemara. Some say it was wheat. Some say it was geffen. The Zohar says 100% it was geffen. Either way, no matter what fruit that was, the bottom line is that Chava ate from that, and what did she do 1 second later? She came to Adam HaRishon, take a bite. What did she want? She said, if I'm going to hell, you're coming with me. And I'm not leaving this world and letting you remarry Chas v'Shalom. But the bottom line, no, it's funny, but in a way, that's what Chava was looking for. So she let Adam eat from this forbidden fruit. And as a result of that, Hashem punished Adam HaRishon. The Gemara says, what was the punishment? Hashem made Adam HaRishon shorter. How much shorter? Did anyone knows? What height did Adam HaRishon become after this?
It doesn't say.
This time it says.
100 amot.
Very good, 100 amot. Very good. That's 150 feet. Isn't that interesting? He made him shorter up to 150 feet. How tall was Adam HaRishon? Chachamim say Adam HaRishon, you know how tall he was? Whenever it was too much of a sunny day, Adam HaRishon would go to the clouds, he would adjust them, he would move them so that they wouldn't burn. He was Anak. Why Anakim called Anakim? Giants. What does Anak mean in Hebrew? It means a giant. It has another interpretation. Anak means a necklace. And the Anakim are called Anakim because when they stand up and what's left around them is just a little bit of the sun, it looks like a necklace around their neck. These were the Anakim. Now that one was Anak. He was huge. Hashem punished them. brought him down to 100 Ramah, very good, 150 feet. So Adam Rishon was kofer b'tovah. Why? Because when Hashem came up to him and said, all right, take responsibility, you ate from the forbidden fruit. What did Adam Rishon do? 1 second, Hashem. Chava, come here. It's her. It wasn't me, it's her. She said, what do you mean it's her? I brought her as a gift for you so that you won't be alone. You're lonely. And now you're saying it's her fault? Shame on you. And there's a Pirush of Rabbi Eliyahu Mizrahi. Rabbi Eliyahu Mizrahi, on that time he says, you know what it is as if the Adam Rishon just did? It's as if he's pointing a finger to Hashem and saying, it's not my fault. It's your fault. You gave me this wife. Adam wasn't grateful. He was kofer. Kofer b'tovah that Hashem gave him, therefore he got punished. And it's not the first time we see that someone doesn't take responsibility for his action. There was a king, the first king of Am Yisrael. Who was the first king of Am Yisrael? Shaul HaMelech. Although sometimes you have a tendency to think bad things about him, he's actually a very great tzaddik, a very big Talmid Chacham. And Shaul HaMelech, when he became king, wow, people were following him, he was doing great, everything was fine, until all of a sudden there was a war with Amalek. Hashem says, when you go to the war with Amalek, you know what I want you to do? I'm going to destroy them completely. Don't have mercy on the children. Don't have mercy on the wives. Don't have mercy on the animals. Everything. Don't leave a memory from Amalek. Why are we so wanting to destroy Amalek completely? It says about Amalek, Asher karecha b'derech. Karecha means mikre. Amalek always makes you feel like everything is a mikre. Oh no, this is not Hashem's will. This is not mikre like that. Karecha comes from the word cold. The Amalek always tries to cool off your avodat Hashem. Tries to take you away from him. Hashem says, destroy them completely. I want you warm. I want your heart with me. Destroy Amalek completely. But what does Shaul HaMelech do? He leaves the sheep. He kills everybody. He kills almost everybody. He even left their sheep alive as well. But he left the sheep. So the Navi at the time was Shmuel Navi. Shmuel Navi comes to Shaul. He hears in the background, bah. He says, what is this sound that I'm hearing? What's going on here? He says, no, we just had a war. We killed them. We won. Why we won? Hashem said, destroy everybody. He says, no, listen. The people, they put pressure on them. They said, let's keep them. Why keep them? Oh, we're going to make a mizbech to Hashem. We're going to take these animals and sacrifice in front of Hashem. Isn't that greater? Shmuel Navi said, what are you talking about? You're going to tell HaKadosh Baruch Hu what is better? You think He wants your mizbeach? He wants you to listen to Him. Hashem doesn't need your mizbeach. Hashem created this animal. He needs you to listen to Him. But what did Shaul do? What was his initial reaction? Nah, the people. He didn't point the finger at himself. So what does the Nabi answer to him? V'kara et malchutcha me'alecha. Hashem is going to tear away the kingdom from you. U'mtana le're'acha ator mimcha. I know He's going to give it to you, your friend that is greater than you. And we know who became king after Shaul? David HaMelech. Similar thing happens with David HaMelech. Let's see how David HaMelech reacts when the Navi comes to him. David HaMelech, this is a story that is known. He already had a bunch of wives, but he had his eye on Bathsheba, another wife for him. And Uriah Hitti was her husband at the time. He sent Uriah Hitti to the front line in the war, and of course Uriah Hitti died. He came back from the war, they saw he was dead. He said, okay, now I'm going to marry Bathsheba. A lot of noise was around this. Wow, what did you do to David HaMelech? That's so not ethical, that's so wrong. But in reality, the Gemara, you know what the Gemara says? Kol ha'omer David HaMelech chata, eno ela toeh. If you think David HaMelech sinned, you are mistaken. It's not so pashut, don't think he sinned. So why are we charging him? On David HaMelech's level, if someone wants to see, it's very interesting that discussion with Gemara. But on David HaMelech's level, even though it was kosher, because the Gemara explains that she had a get from Uriah and she was actually kosher and he could marry her. Either way, on your level, David HaMelech, doesn't seem kosher. You send her husband to the front line and then you marry her? So how does the Navi come and tell this to David HaMelech? We had a shiur recently at Turkey about you, and one in the class was asking, saying, do I have a mitzvah to rebuke? And how do I do it? If someone does something wrong right now, how am I supposed to tell him? I don't know how he's going to react to it. It's not very easy. In our generation, it says in the times of Mashiach, a chutzpah tisgeh. The chutzpah is going to be so great that whenever you come to be mochir somebody, you say, listen, you did something wrong, what is the reaction going to be? I did something wrong. Have you seen yourself? That's our generation. But I heard Rav Eliyahu once saying, he says, no, that's not a bad thing. The chutzpah tisgeh means that there's going to be chutzpah in the generation of Mashiach. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing. Because he himself, this rabbi, Rav Eliyahu, is about tshuva. And sometimes when you're going to become closer to Hashem, you want to take steps, All of your friends around you are going to tell you, oh, what are you doing? Don't be crazy. Come on. What is this yeshiva? What is this Torah? Come here. Let's go. Let's have fun. What are you doing? So in order for you to be able to get over all these temptations, you need the chutzpah. You need that in you. No. Let me do my own thing. It's going to be hard. In the generation of Mashiach, people are going to be strong enough to fight against fight against those people that are preaching the word. That's his interpretation. But the bottom line is, chutzpah is good. You're going to come to be mukhiyah somebody, he's not going to accept it from you. So what's the right way to be mukhiyah somebody? This we learn from the Navi Natan. Natan and Navi comes to David HaMelech after the story with Batsheva and Yachti, and he tells him like this. David HaMelech doesn't come right away and says, you sinned. David HaMelech, I have a story for you. Now you're a judge. David HaMelech was on Sem Mishpat U'Tzedakah. You're a judge. Can you please be the judge? I'm going to give you a case. You say what the verdict is. And no problem, of course. He says, listen, there was a man, extremely rich man. He had sheep, he had everything. His house was packed, so much money. And he had a neighbor, his neighbor was he didn't have anything. All he had was one sheep. This sheep was so dear to him. He would take the sheep with a bottle and feed it, and he would hug it, and because this is all he had. All he had was this one sheep. One day, this poor neighbor comes back from work. Sheep is missing. What's going on? Where's the sheep? What does it smell? It smells like barbecue. What's going on? He goes to the neighbor, sees the neighbor barbecuing his sheep on the grill. What did you do? He said, I'm sorry, he wasn't asking for it. I had to. What do you mean you had to? It's my only sheep. What's going to be with me? David HaMelech hears this. Natan says, so what's your verdict? What should we do? They came to a judgment now. I don't know what to do. David HaMelech says, Ben Mavet Aisha said, this person that did that deserves death. And you know what Natan Navi says to him? It is you. It is you. You are that person. But David HaMelech doesn't run away from responsibility. He doesn't say, no, it's because of this, it's because of that. He doesn't bring the Gemara. I was allowed to, it's okay. No, David HaMelech right away responds and says, that was the greatest of David HaMelech. That's why all Tehillim is so dear to us. That's why Hashem loves David so much, because he knew to lower himself. He always saw himself so low. That was the greatest of David HaMelech. Baruch Hashem b'siman tov u'mazal tov. We are switching to the next page. Hey. All right. So this was an introduction. I'm almost 1 o'clock. All right, let's go faster. We're on Chodesh Elul. If you come to Eretz Israel on Chodesh Elul, you see that all the yeshiva boys are frightened. This is a frightening time. Because they know what we say in the Mimon Oraim. Bala Medinot Yamer. And on the countries it will be said, Mila Chayim, Mila Mavet. Who is to life and who is to death. They're scared of the judgment. Mi Bara'av, Mi Batzana. Who's going to go away in hunger? Who's going to go away in thirst? What's going to be left with us? Everybody's terrified in Eretz Israel. You walk into Yeshiva, you won't believe the people sitting crying to Hashem all day long. That's what we learn from. We have to pray. Prayer is the greatest solution. A person always has to be close to Hashem and to pray to Him. Rabbi Nachman Breslev says, everywhere that I see someone is lacking somebody, you know why it is? It's either because he didn't pray for it, or he didn't pray for it enough. That's a line from the movie Shkizim, if anybody saw that line. But it's the truth. Rabbi Nachman says, if you're lacking something, it means you haven't prayed for it enough. I don't know if you got the invite in the mail, but I got it, and I think that everybody else got it. It's a special invitation to a court in 30 days. What should do? You have 20 feet left, right? This court, we are being charged. They say, listen, we want to bring you to Beit Din, because this year you spoke Lashon Hara and Chilut, and you weren't praying with Kavanah, and you weren't learning to speak Torah, and you weren't giving kavod to Chachamim, and you weren't giving kavod to your parents. And you made all these promises last year. When the time of Ne'ilah came, you said, Hashem, please forgive me. I'm going to call my mom every day. I'm going to show more respect. I'm going to wake up for minyan. I'm never going to miss a minyan. And every time I'm going to pray to you, tears in my eyes. What promises did you make? And we know that none of that happened. What are you going to do? Everybody get that? I got that. Everybody get that? Everybody? We're going to go to court. What are we going to do? And they say, oh, you know what? Maybe I can go to an attorney. Say, listen, get me out of this. So what is the attorney going to tell me? All right, they have proof? They don't have proof. Oh no, actually they have video. They have videos of everything. Sound of everything. Like the Mishnah in Avot says, Ayin ro'ah, there's an eye that's seeing, ve'ozen shomad, and an ear that's hearing, ve'chol ma'asecha b'sefer nichtavim. All our actions are written. You can't run away from it. So you're going to come to an attorney and you're going to tell him, please, help me. How can I get out of this? What is he going to tell you? I don't understand. You did all these things, maybe let's connect it to Parashat Shoftim. Parashat Shoftim says, Shoftim v'shoterim titen lecha b'chol sharecha. Put judges and police officers in all of your gates. The simple interpretation is have judgment, have the system, have police officers. But of course, the deeper interpretation, the Chachamim tell us, what does it mean? Put judges, put police officers in all of your gates. The gates of your head. You have 7 gates in here. You have 7 openings. 2 in your ears, 2 in your nose, 1 in your mouth, and 2 in your eyes. Those are the 7 gates. And in those 7 gates, you got to put guards. Have you been taking care of your eyes? Have you been making sure that you're looking at the right things? The Gemara says when you look at something bad, it can lead you to bad thoughts. The Gemara says, I think it's in Yoma Daf Kaftet Amud Aleph, Hirhure Avera Kashu Me'avera. When you think about something wrong, you think about something you're not supposed to be thinking, Chas v'Shalom, it's worse than actually going and doing that action. And Daddy, I want to tell you, one time, a couple of weeks ago, I was learning this, and Aaron was at home. I said, Aaron, how can you explain this to me? How can you explain Hirure Avera Kashu Me'avera? It's always nice to hear a Ben Yeshiva giving you his interpretation to Torah. Because we're so much involved in our world that we forget, but those who have the schut of sitting all day and learning Torah, their mind is clear. It comes to them right away. Right away, he gave me 2 answers. He said, you know why it's worse to think about something than actually go ahead and do it? It doesn't make sense. He says, no. One interpretation is because you are where your mind is. Someone can be in prison and is locked, but his mind is somewhere else. He's on vacation. He's closing his eyes and he's dreaming. He's there. You are where your mind is. And if you're thinking about something wrong, it's worse than doing it, because it could be that your body is not really, your body's there, but your mind is not there. You are where your mind is. But he brought me an even deeper interpretation by Nefesh HaChaim, the great student of Rav Chaim Volozhin, the student of the Gaon Revina. Nefesh HaChaim says, you know why it's worse? Our body is a mikdash. It says, Ve'asu li mikdash v'shachanti betocham. Make me a bet mikdash, and I will dwell in you. So you say, what do you mean I will dwell in you? Make me a mikdash, and I will dwell in it. No. I will dwell in you. You're the Bet HaMikdash. Your body should be like a Bet HaMikdash. And it says, Nefesh HaChaim, if your body's like a Bet HaMikdash, then all of your body parts is like, in the Bet HaMikdash, you have an area where you put the animals, the area where the Mizrat Nashim, Mizrat Dvarim, where you bring the sack. But there's one greater place in Bet HaMikdash, which is Kodesh HaKodeshim. Only the Kohen Gadol can go over there and keep away. That's the greatest place. And you know what the Kodesh HaKodeshim is in your personal Bet HaMikdash? It's your mind. So Aaron told me, thinking about sinning is worse than sinning. Why? Because when you're sinning, you're sinning in the less holy parts of Bet HaMikdash. But when you're thinking about something wrong, wow, it's as if the Kodesh HaKodeshim now has been disgraced. Beautiful interpretation. I heard another interpretation from Rav Meir Eliyahu. Meir Eliyahu says, you know why? Let me give you a simple explanation. Because when you do something wrong, you know you did something wrong. Bezrat Hashem, one day, you say, okay, I got to fix my accident, I got to do tshuva. But when you're thinking of something wrong, who knows if you're ever going to remember to do tshuva about what you were thinking? Hey, it happened. How many thoughts do you have a second in your mind? How many hundreds of thoughts? You can remember everything you were thinking of? How are you going to do tshuva with that? Shoftim Shotrim, put guards on your eyes. Were you looking at everything you need to look, or are you looking at wrong things? I knew a guy. He calls himself religious. What are you talking about? You're not allowed to look at women. He said, oh, of course. It's like Hanukkah candles. I'm only looking. I'm not touching. So what do you call yourself religious? No, what's the problem? Have we been watching our eyes? Did we put guards on our eyes to only look at the good things and not the bad things? What about our ears? The Gemara says, why did Hashem give us a finger? Whenever a person is going to hear something that is not worthy, put your finger in your ear. In other words, have you been keeping your ears from Lashon Hara? But it's not my fault, I'm just listening. Yeah, but if you weren't there, who was you going to tell it to? Did you always make an effort to say, excuse me, it's not my style, with all due respect, I don't want to hear Lashon Hara. If that's too hard for you, don't change the subject. Rav Pinkus in his book says, you know what? Even if it's hard for you, you know you're about to hear Lashon Hara, okay, it's hard for you to stop the person completely. Distract him. Even if you know, I'm going to distract him, in a minute he's going to get back to it. Okay, you did your ishtadut. At least take a step forward. Have you taken a step forward to try to avoid Lashon Hara? And what about your nose? Were you sure that your nose was smelling good things? The Chachamim say you're not supposed to smell a perfume of a woman if it make you think about bad things. When you were walking by a bakery on Pesach, were you, I can't wait, is that where your mind was? Or were you smelling good things? Were you smelling besamim? Were you praying that you'll have the zchut of smelling the kodashim in Bet HaMikdash? The Mishnah in Masechet Avot says, wow, there were 10 miracles every day in Bet HaMikdash. 10 miracles. One of the miracles had to do with smelling. 2 actually, let's talk about what. Do you know what that miracle was? The Mishnah in Avot says, Velo hipila isha mireach besar hakodashim. A woman never had a miscarriage from the smell of the korbanot. Why would she have a miscarriage from the smell? What would she have to? No. if you had the zchut of smelling, just smelling the korbanot in the Beit Hamikdash, there was a danger of miscarriage. From Yerushalayim, they would smell it in Yericho. It was such a powerful smell. What a smell it was. One of the miracles. So were you praying to Hashem that, Hashem, let me smell good things. Let me smell the Rach Kodashim. Bring back, what were you doing with your nose? So where are you keeping your ears? Where are you keeping your eyes? Where are you keeping your nose? Where are you keeping your mouth? The most difficult place. How much how do we speak without noticing? How many bad things do we put in our mouth? Some guy I was talking to the other day, it doesn't have kosher on it, but it's hard. It's okay, I can have it. What did our grandparents do 30 years ago? Was it kashrut? Eat it. Did you put guards in everywhere? That's שופטים ושוטרים תיתן לך בכל שעריך. So if we come to an attorney with this case, and we say, look, they have recording, this is all we did. We did all these bad things, we weren't listening, we didn't follow Hashem, we were waking up from Minyan. All these things, all the examples that we just did, we didn't put guards in all of our gates. What is he going to tell you? He said, I'm sorry, they have recordings from this? Forget about it. You have no solution. Confess. Maybe the judge will have mercy. Confess. Maybe Hashem will have mercy on you. And that's our message for today. You think Hashem is happy with our troubles? That's the shalom. I'm going to try to finish in 2 minutes because I see the close. Hashem is happy to see us like this. Hashem says, Imo anochi b'tzara. When you're in pain, I'm in more pain than you. I'm with you. A couple of years ago, I saw a situation where there was a baby, but the baby was constipated. He couldn't go. He was screaming, crying, I'm in pain. I felt bad for the baby, but at that moment I was looking at the mother. And who was in more pain? Who was in more? You tell me. The baby was in more pain or the mother? Mother, give me up. Emotional about this one. A mother sees her child and she can't help it. She can't help it. What is she going to feel? My baby's screaming. Her heart goes out. My heart went out for the mother. Hashem says the same thing. You think I like seeing you in pain? But you have avanot. What can I do? Repent. I see you in pain. It hurts me more than it hurts you. Hashem is our Father. Hashem wants us to come back to Him with tears. We have to look at our actions and say, in this last month, we are running a marathon, 365 miles. We're down to our 23 last miles of the year. What are we going to do? We're going to let it keep on going. We're going to give a push. Hashem, please, when we pray, we have to pray. When is the last time we had kavanah in the tefillah? When is the last time we cried? Did a month pass by without us crying on Shemona Esrei? What kind of tefillah was it? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please forgive me. Hashem wants to hear us. When we play Chonen Adat, Hashem, please give me the wisdom to follow your ways. Please give me the wisdom to run a family properly. When we say, Hashivenu avinu Toratecha, Hashem, I'm crying to you. Please give me the wisdom of Torah. I need Torah. Bring me back to the Torah. When we say Refaenu, how many times did we cry this year from Refaenu? We're supposed to cry every time. Hashem, please give us. We are supposed to feel as if Hashem is the only one that can answer us. There's no one else. Yes, Hashem, there are doctors. There's medicine. But I know that you run the world. Ki ani Hashem rofecha. I'm your God. Pray to me. And you have to demand it. You have to demand it. You have to come to Hashem. Don't be scared. Say, no, Hashem will help. It's okay. Hashem. No, Hashem won't help. If we don't get up and stay, Hashem, please help me. He's not going to help. We have to cry to Him like a baby. If you're doing something very deep, all of a sudden your child comes running to you crying. You leave everything. My baby's crying. You pick him up, you hold him, because he's the most important thing to you in the world. If you go to the kotel, if you find the kotel in your house, a room, somewhere quietly, and you're crying to Hashem, Hashem will leave everything else that He's doing and say, son, you're the most important thing to me. Let me pick you up. Let me hug you. Of course I listen to you. All Hashem wants is for us to cry to Him. And let's finish with a story that Gemara tells us in Masechet Avodah Zarah. There was a person called Rabbi Elazar ben Dordia. When I'm going to tell you the story, you're going to say, what do you mean Rabbi? This person doesn't sound like a Rabbi. Don't worry, only on the day of his death he was called Rabbi. Before that he wasn't, and we'll see why. The Gemara says, no children here, let's say. The Gemara says this person had experience with basically every prostitute in the world. He wasn't exactly the most kosher person. One day he got her some prostitute. She was supposed to be something great. Then he comes to her, and in the middle of the action, she, forgive me for your honor, but this is the Gemara saying it. I won't have to say it. The Gemara doesn't say it. She passed gas, and she told him, just like this came out of me, and will never go back in. You have left the ways of Hashem. You will never go back to the ways of Hashem. Now it's interesting that this prostitute became a machzira b'tshuva. She's giving him musar right now. But the bottom line is, it took musar from her. This takes greatness. Hashem sometimes puts people for you in different situations. Why would he? Yes, Hashem put it this way. Everything you see, Hashem wanted you to see. Something you have to take from it. He said, you know what? I'm going to do tshuva. He started, okay, let me go. And he goes to the oceans and to the heavens. ימים ונהרות בקשו רחמים עליי. Please ask Hashem for רחמים for me. עד שנבקש רחמים עליך, נבקש רחמים על עצמנו. We'll ask רחמים for you, we'll ask רחמים for us. הגמרא continues. שמיים וארץ בקשו רחמים עליי. שמיים וארץ, please go to Hashem. Tell him to forgive me for what I've done. And he keeps on going. הרים גבעות, mountains, hills, everyone, please ask forgiveness for me. He said, no, we can't help you. Until Elazar ben Doria got up and said, אין לדבר תלוי אלא בי. It only depends on me. קרא ראשו בן ברכיו, he put his head between his knees and started crying to Hashem. And יצאה נשמתו, and he passed away that way. And the Gemara said, there was a bat call, a sound that came out and said, Rabbi Elazar ben Dordaya mezuman lechaye olam haba. This rabbi, we're inviting him to olam haba. So Rabbi Yehuda Nasi got up and says, you're calling him a rabbi? He says, you know what? There's a person that could buy his whole world in 1 hour. And the person will have to work on it for a lot of years. But he got to be called Rabbi. You know why? Because he is a rabbi. He taught us something. He taught us how to do a true tshuva to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When a person wants to become close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it can't be a parv or even a dairy tshuva. It has to be from the heart. It has to be meaty. What did this person do? He put his head between his knees and cried to Hashem. What is the shape of a baby? My rabbi once told me, what is the shape of a baby inside of his mother's stomach? Head between the knees. This person put his head between his knees and said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Just like a baby in his mother's stomach. He has no one else but his mother. She's the only one he can eat from. She's the one who gives him life. Hashem, I'm like a baby. You're the only one that I have. You're all that I have right now. Hashem, please forgive me. And that's why he was called a baby. And the Gemara concludes, Lo dayan shel ba'alei tshuva. It's not enough that the ba'alei tshuva are accepted, מקבלים אותם בתשובה, אלא גם קוראים אותם רבי, and we also call them Rabbi. It's not enough you let them do tshuva, you also call them Rabbi. Rabbi Eliyahu says, you know what? This is not a question mark. This is a siman kriya. Siman kriya. לא דיין. No, it's not enough for בעלי tshuva that we accept them in tshuva. אלא שקוראים אותם רבי. Yes, we're going to call them Rabbi. The בעלי tshuva are the ones that you should call them. Because if a person was able to leave his surroundings, to leave everything he was used to his whole life, to say, Hashem, I'm with you, I'm letting all go, just hold my hand, take me with you. That's a true tshuva. Let's pray to Hashem that He will allow us to be like a true Baalei tshuva, putting our hearts with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu and sending our hand to Him and saying, Hashem, we want to be close with you.